kubaho umunsi Imana yakuduhaye. Uraza utubera umugisha, wari nyangamugayo, wari ntangarugero, hahirwa abakumenya ukiriho. Wari uw'agaciro kuri twese, nzagukumbura. Wampaye ibyishimo kenshi, nzagukumbura. Nawe ugiye uzagubwa neza, nzagukumbura. Iyakumpaye irakwisubije hakiri kare nkigukeneye. Oya simbyumva umutima ntubyakira. Aho uzi byose mpora n'ibituma nkwibuka. Musigiye icyuho ntawagusimbura. Aho undi byose mpora n'ibituma nkwibuka. Musigiye icyuho ntawagusimbura. Wari uw'agaciro kuri twese, nzagukumbura. Wampaye ibyishimo kenshi, nzagukumbura. Nawe ugiye uzagubwa neza, nzagukumbura. Yana umutima utuje, urukundo ruguherekeze. Uzahora iteka mu ntekerezo zanjye. Nugera kwa Rurema abamarayika bagutaramire. Bakira iyo ntwari isoje urugendo. Cyane umutima utuje, urukundo ruguherekeze. Uzahora iteka mu ntekerezo zanjye. Nugera kwa Rurema abamarayika bagutaramire. Bakira iyo ntwari isoje urugendo. Najya utari nzahakubera, kuko wari uw'agaciro kuri twese, nzagukumbura. Wampaye ibyishimo kenshi, nzagukumbura. Nawe ugiye uzagubwa neza, nzagukumbura. La 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 la, la 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 la.
Mwongeye kwirirwa. Tubanje kubashimira umuryango wa Kayoboke waje kudufasha mu mugongo mu kubura umwana wacu Daniel. Ni by'agaciro cyane. Uyu mugoroba turibuka kandi tunashima Imana ku buzima bwa Daniel. Turaza gukora gahunda uko yateganyijwe, haraza kubamo igice cyo gusenga, kumva ijambo y'Imana, kumva ubuhamya bw'abavandimwe batandukanye, ndetse no kureba mu mashusho, video, message abantu benshi babamaje kohereza bavuga ku buzima bwa Daniel. Uyu munsi turaza kwishima kuko twagize amahirwe yo kubona Daniel mu buzima bwacu no kubana nawe, kandi twizera neza ko ari mu maboko y'Imana. So for those who don't understand Kinyarwanda, I think there is guests from US, Uganda. You are almost welcome once again. This evening we are going to celebrate the life of Daniel. He was a son, a friend, a relative, colleagues to many of us. And tonight we are going to pay the tribute for the last time and take time to have some memories, video sharing about the life of Daniel. So I'll try to interpret the way I can. But first we are going to start with a short prayer. I want to welcome Pastor Gasana, who will lead us in the prayer before we start the testimonies. Thank you.
Arakoze, reka mbasabe duhaguruke twubaha Imana. Umusaza Kayoboke yakoreye kandi yubaha, ari nayo yadukomeje mu bihe bigoye nk'ibi ngibi. Mana, turahagurutse kugira ngo tugusubize icyubahiro kigukwiye nk'Imana. Waraturemye twese tubaho, uturinda muri iyi si, ndetse mwami wanjye wihishurira muzehe Kayoboke na madamu we n'abana bose ndetse n'umuryango mugari, ubakomeza mu bihe bigoye nk'ibi ngibi mwami, aho nta muntu wagira icyo akora uretse wowe. Niyo mpamvu gahunda zose tugiye gutangira mwami tuzikweretse nk'Imana. Waratubwiye ngo tujye tukorageza gahunda zacu kandi zishobozwe nawe. Uyoboye gahunda, ubuhamya buri buvugirwe hano, ijambo rya padiri ndetse n'abandi twigisha ijambo ry'Imana mwami, abaririmbyi, buri gikorwa cyose gikorerwa hano Uwiteka Imana, ndagira ngo ugaragaremo nk'Imana. Warakoze kudukomeza ababyeyi, warakoze kuzana abavandimwe bangana batya kuba hafi, kuko databuja mwiza kubura Daniel ukabura abantu n'ishyano, ariko baje guhumuriza umuryango. Ngaho ngwino duhumurize, duhumurike nk'abana bawe mwami. Icyubahiro gikomeze kuba icyawe mwami, twese duciye bugufi kugira ngo ushyirwe hejuru nk'Imana. Icyo tuzi ari mu gituza cya Aburahamu, akagutandukana ku isi nabyo biragora. Turagukeneye ngo duhumurize, dukomeze, izina rye rishyirwe hejuru mu izina ry'umucunguzi wacu Yesu. Amen.
Arakoze, reka nsabe inshuti y'umuryango uvuye Kampala, Roland Sekaziga, and the friends of the family. The time.
Thank you. Praise the Lord. My Kinyarwanda is a bit not very good, so I'll speak in English on behalf of some of Daniel's friends who have come from Kampala. I think it would be good to have some of them here. I saw Christina and Claire somewhere there, and Alex. As they come, I just want to say a few things about Daniel. I met him in 1998. We had come back for holiday, and Daniel was the most friendly guy. He was very, very friendly, to the extent that when he came home to visit us at our home, immediately he became like my mother's son. He used to get along with people so easily. I introduced him to my friends, and he almost took over the group from me. I had to fight for it back because they liked him very much. We had lady friends who were like, who's this handsome boy? You know? He was a very, very nice guy. One time we went to visit Daniel. Went for Christmas in San Diego in 2001. And Daniel received us, our family, a lot of the people that were here. And he made our lives so easy. I mean, he picked us up, he'd drop us, he'd take us all over the town, shopping. He was a very helpful person. And he cared. He cared about, I think to a certain extent, he cared about other people more than he cared about himself. He really was that kind of person that loved his neighbor, you know, as we are commanded. You shall, you know, love your neighbor as yourself. Those are words that we always say, but a few people live by those words through their actions. They don't say much, but by what they do, you can see that Daniel treated everybody like his neighbor. I always believe that to a certain extent there must be a Bible verse or a Bible story or a chapter that describes you as a person. As you know, how would you put this person in the Bible? And when I think about Daniel and his kindness and his love, I know for sure he was living in accordance with Romans 12, verse 9. As I said this in Kampala, I say this again, that Daniel, he really made that passage, to Romans 12, 9 to 12, come alive. And it says that, let love be without pretense. Hate that which is evil, cleave to that which is good. Be kindly affectioned one to another, in honor, preferring one another. Not slothful in business, fervent in the spirit, serving the Lord. Rejoicing in hope. Daniel always brought joy to every place he entered. Joy and, you know, rejoicing in hope. Patient in tribulation, continuing instant in prayer. So we'd like to thank Daniel for his life. We'd like to thank Uncle Chris and Auntie Imelda for raising such a fantastic human being. Daniel was very friendly, very caring, and very selfless in many ways. We're going to miss him, and we thank all of you for coming here to show support. You know, it says in Romans 8, I think 30, that no matter what we're going through, nay, in all these things, we are more than conquerors. We'll get through this through Christ who loved us. For I'm persuaded that neither death, nor life, no angels, no powers, no principalities, no things present, no things to come, no depth, no height, shall ever be able to separate us from the love of God, which is in Christ Jesus our Lord. And to Daniel, we say thank you for being a friend, for being there for us. We'll miss you, and we love you. In Jesus' name, amen. Do you guys want to?
Thank you. I want to call Olivia. She's also a friend from US, if she's around. Olivia. Olivia was sitting around there. Oh, she's there.
Hello, everyone. My name is Gad Ruchibigango, and this is my sister, Olivia Ruchibigango. We had the honor to meet Daniel in San Diego, where me and my sister were going to high school. Daniel beat us there. He was already in college by the time we got there. And he was one of the first people that we met within our age group that was Rwandan and from Africa. Personally, I never knew Daniel in Africa, and as a high school kid in San Diego, it was a culture shock having to move to a new country without our parents and having to adapt to life there, which in so many ways was a culture shock. And I was fortunate enough to have been introduced to Daniel maybe within a month from when we moved to San Diego. When I met Daniel, it changed my life. Given the person that he was, he had the ability to mingle with everyone and anyone. Daniel was a vibration that was felt everywhere that he was. When we spoke the day after that, it was like I had known Daniel my whole life. Daniel gave me the confidence that I needed to be able to adapt to this new environment so far away from home. And I will forever be grateful for that. Daniel was a special person. There's so much to say. I don't know where to start, but all I could say is that his energy will continue to live amongst us, those that had the opportunity to know him personally, the person that he really was, the things he cared about. And in 2011, I moved back to Africa. And I was blessed once again to see him the last time he was here in Rwanda. And once again, it was like I had seen him the day before. Daniel was loved, Daniel loved, and he will always be loved.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Olivia Richibigango. Just to elaborate more about what my brother said, we met Daniel when we were teenagers in a new country, and Daniel became a brother to us. He became family. He protected us, and from then we became family. Even after when we finished high school, we moved to LA. So he still came to visit, would always visit San Diego. So we became family in general. And it didn't matter how long, even if it's a year or two without seeing each other. Whenever you just give him a call, he'll just show up and always love on you. He had an infectious hug, a laughter. And whenever he was in a place, everybody would light up. So I'm here to represent all the friends in California. He was loved from San Diego, LA, and to know that somebody is really loved is how many nicknames he would have. Daniel had so many nicknames. I cannot say all of them, and he had a nickname for everybody, and he knew so many people. So collectively, we all put together something that can say something about Daniel as the San Diego and LA crew. And my brother can read it, so some of you can have a more understanding of who Daniel was to us as a community. And we're really going to miss him. We were blessed to have him as our friend, brother. And in our community, we're going to miss him a lot.
So this will also be included in the program tomorrow. So I'll just kind of give you the beginning of it and maybe the wrap up. One of the ways you can tell somebody is loved is by how many nicknames they have. Daniel had many. Danny Boy, Danny, Dago Danny, D-Boy, Daniel's son, among others. And just like the nicknames suggest, Daniel was considered an icon of San Diego. In the North American community, one could not speak of San Diego without Daniel's name being mentioned. He was the most recognized and most associated figure with San Diego, the community in the city, and indeed North America will never be the same without him. There's an immense feeling of loss and sorrow in the community, and it will take a very long time to come to grips with the reality of his passing. We can only but imagine what the Kayoboke family is experiencing and offer our deepest sympathy and condolences in this very difficult and trying time.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, and friend from US. Samaru, I don't know if he's around. Ntabwo ahari. Okay. Mu gihe tugikomeza gahunda, turaza kugira gahunda yo kumva ijambo ry'Imana, ariko mu bari hano mbere ko duha umwanya muto korali yacu tukomeze idufashe, nashaka kubagezaho incamake ya gahunda yo kuzaherekeza Daniel ejo uko izaba iteye kugira ngo twese tuzitabire. Ejo saa 2:30 hano mu rugo tuzagira umuhango wo gusezera kuva saa 2:30 kuza saa 4, hanyuma tugane kuri Regina Pacis, igitambo cya misa kizasomwa kuva saa 5 kuza saa 6 n'iminota 20, ubundi tubone kwerekeza Rusororo aho tuzajya gushyingura saa 8. Iyo ni incamake. Ejo abazaza guherekeza cyangwa se gusezera umurambo tubasabe ko mwaba muri hano kare kugira ngo gahunda zacu zagende neza. So reka dusabe choral ko yaducishirizaho indirimbo 2, ubundi kwaza kugaruka n'ubuhamya. Hari abandi bantu bifuje gutanga ubuhamya ariko nabo bari biyanditse, muraza kubwira protocol bambaye imipira yishushanyizeho Daniel, baraza kungezaho gahunda kugira ngo turebe ko twabaha umwanya wo kuvuga ubuzima bwa Daniel uko mwabanye. Murakoze. barakoze korali yacu muri aka kanya rero reka duhe Padiri Karasi ugeze hano umwanya w'ijambo ry'Imana ndetse no kudufasha mu masengesho. Murakoze.
Kristo yazakuzwe. Kristo yazakuzwe. Ndi Padiri Karasi Antoine uko yababwiye. Daniel ni mubyara wanjye. Mama we avindimwe na papa. Ni amaraso yanjye rero murabyumva. Kuvuga rero urupfu ku muntu, kuvuga ijambo muri aka kanya nyigisho nabaha cyangwa ikiganiro nabaha ni ibintu bitoroshye. Iyo mu muryango wawe havuyemo umuntu ntabwo urupfu rumenyerwa, ariko kubera imbaraga z'ukwemera umuntu aba afite ashobora kugira icyo avuga. Ndimo gutegura inyigisho y'uyu munsi, ni ibintu bitatu natekereje. Ikintu cya mbere natekereje ku rupfu bwarwo, urupfu. Ikintu gicisha abantu bugufi cya mbere ni urupfu. Rudukisha bugufi cyane ariko ruratubabaza, ruturusha imbaraga, ruradukomeretsa. Nta ntambara yatsinda urupfu, nta mbaraga zatsinda urupfu, nta bwenge bwatsinda urupfu, nta bukire bwatsinda urupfu. Ruratubabaza, ruturusha imbaraga, ruratwimiriya cyane, ariko umuntu agakorera amafaranga menshi azi ko azayarya, mu gitondo kimwe ukabona ruraje ruragutwaye, nturwana narwo, ntawe urusimbuka rwamubonye uko impara zibiririmba. Umuntu akiga amashuri menshi, diplome nyinshi, ariko ukaza atarana profitiza izo avantage zose yagize, ibyo bintu bwenge yagize, izo diplome zose rukamutwara. Undi agakomera cyane, ukabona arakomeye cyane, yabaye kirangirire. Abantu bamwemera, bamwandika, bamukomera amashyi. Ku masitade tujya tubona abagenga b'isi benshi. Akaba rwose kirangirire, umwami, ariko tudenku rukaza, bwa bushobozi yari afite, ya puissance yari afite ikabura, rukamutwara. Ukarwaza umuntu ukunda, ugatanga amafaranga yose ufite, ukamujyana mu bihugu byinshi, mu Buhinde niho tujya cyane ubu, mu Bushinwa, muri Amerika, ubwo byateye imbere. Ukagura indege zose zishoboka, amatike yose ashobora kurihwa ukayariha kuko ukize, ariko ntushobora kugura ubuzima bwe, kuvuga ngo ndabuguze by guarantee. Akagucika, akagenda nk'uko Daniel yaducitse, akagenda, ntiwamuhagarika. Njyewe ndi padiri, nabonye experience nyinshi cyane. Nagiye, twebwe tugira ubuzima rimwe na rimwe tugera ahantu tukavuga ku Imana yamamagaye muri ubu buzima. Nerekeje abantu nakundaga, umuntu akaza akavuga ati, Padiri, umugabo wanjye agiye gupfa cyangwa umugore wanjye, banguka umuha amasakaramentu. Nkagenda, umuntu akaducika tumureba, twamukundaga, nkamuha amasakaramentu ya nyuma, nkamusiga amavuta, ushoboye nka mubiri wa Kristo. Akagenda tureba, akagenda. Tugaca bugufi, tukaba busa imbere y'imbaraga z'urupfu. Byinshi navuga, izo imiliyasiyo z'urupfu turazizi twese. Icya kabiri navuga nuko twese uko twicaye hano dufite igikomere cy'urupfu. dufite abantu batubabaje, dufite ababyeyi bagiye, dufite inshuti. Nta muntu ugenda nta gikomere cy'urupfu afite cy'umuntu yakundaga. Hari igihe baba benshi ukabura aho nubishyira, ugahungabana, ukababara, bakagenda ntushobore kubahagarika. Umuntu akiterera hejuru ariko tudenko agaceceka, agafunga umunwa, agapfa. Niyo mpamvu tugomba kwicisha bugufi cyane. Burya umwirasi ntajya amenya iryo banga ry'urupfu, kwicisha bugufi, kuko rwadutsinze, rwatunaniye. None se bavandimwe, igisubizo ni ikihe? Imana yaraturebye isanga nta mbaraga dufite zo kuruhagarika, isanga nta gisobanuro dufite, isanga nta mbaraga, nta bwenge, nta shari, nta miheto, kugira ngo tururwanye turutsinde. Iratureba, ngiye gukora igitangaza, ngiye kwigira umuntu, ngiye kumanuka, ngiye ku isi, ngiye kwigira umuntu. Wa muntu wahungabanye, wa muntu wahahamutse, yarubonye akavuga ati ndahungira he, ariko tukamumira. Icyo kintu kiduhungabanya ni urupfu. Burya ruraduhungabanya pe, ni rubi pe, ni rubi. Ariko Imana iramanuka, Yesu araza, Yesu. Ibinyejana byinshi birashize, abamwakiriye bakamwemera ntabwo ushobora kubahungabanya nk'umuntu utaramwemeye. Ntibishoboka. Yaraje ararwakira, ararunetraliza, aravuga ngo rupfu, ngiye kukunyuramo ariko ngutsindire imbere y'abantu bose, gutsinde. Ku isi nta muntu wigeze azaho ngo avuge ngo yatsinze urupfu, kereka Yezu wenyine. Mukomere Yezu amashyi nubwo twibuka Daniel. Arabikwiriye, niwe buhungiro bwacu ubu ngubu. Se twahungira he agahinda Daniel yaduteye? Twagahungira he? Ninde wakadukiza? Ninde waririmba ngo igihozo cyawe ni iki, urakize? Ntawe. Yezu araza, arusatira, umunyuramo, arababara cyane, arababara. Arangije bibwira ko yapfuye, arazuka, aravuga ati uzanyemera wese ntazapfa bibaho, ntazapfa, azapfa bisanzwe, ariko ntimugire ikibazo, tuzongera, azazuka muri nge, azazuka. Abantu bazi ubwenge, abantu batize, abantu b'abajeni, abantu b'abanyabwenge, abantu bakomeye ku isi, bose baramwunamiye kubera ko afite ikintu badafite. Umwami Baudouin w'Ububiligi ajya gupfa, bahamagaye umupadiri wamuherekezaga, bamubwira ati padi, ngiye gupfa ariko ntabwo bamfite kuko nzahongiye, ariko nasanze ubwami bwanjye ntaho bushingiye, ntacyo ari cyo, iyo ntakiri umwami w'abami, iyo ntaza kumwemera nkamupfukamira, nari kuba nihebye. Padi ndagiye, ariko ngiye nzaho ngiye nishimye. Ntabwo nari kubasha kwamortisa kuza urupfu nabonye. Padiri yama amasakramentu byose, Bodo yagenda aseka, arabamuherekeza, aragenda nyine arapfa. Ni Yezu wenyine ushobora kuduha iyo surire imbere y'urupfu. Ntabwo ari mama wanjye cyangwa papa cyangwa onkle wanjye cyangwa tante cyangwa amafaranga nakoreye cyangwa ubwenge nize. Oya, niwe wenyine wabikoze kugeza iki gihe. Icya gatatu ngira ngo mbabwire bavandimwe, dupfana umwenda w'urukundo, twabishaka tutabishaka, dupfana umwenda. Ivanjiri ya Matayo umutwe wa 25, urubanza rwa nyuma, baratubwira ngo ni n'ivanjiri bakunda gusoma iyo twaherekeje umuntu mu misa, twamuherekeje. Baravuga ngo nari nshonje murangaburira, nari ndwaye muransura, nari imbohe muza kundeba, nari mbabaye murampoza. Ati nimuze ntoreza data, kubera ko nagize ibyo bibazo mukantabara. Bavandimwe, iyo tubigezeho dusanga nta muntu ushobora gukunda nk'uko Imana ibimusaba. Nawe niyo mpamvu dusabira umuntu wapfuye, niyo mpamvu dupfana umwenda. Twese twicaranye umwenda hano imbere y'Imana, niyo mpamvu duherekeza umuntu wapfuye. Mu gitabo cya Makayo baravuga ngo batanze amafaranga menshi kugira ngo basabire, bature igitambo cy'abantu bari baguye ku rugamba, ko bari bapfanye umwenda urukundo. Iyo bitaza kuba ibyo, kubasabira biba byarapfuye ubusa. Twicaye twese tutuzuza inshingano Imana yaduhaye. Twese ubu hano nta numwe wajya imbere y'Imana avuga ngo ngenje ndakataraboneka, nakuze ibyo wansabye byose, ndi hatari. Oya, turi ba mafeni imbere y'Imana. Mu by'ukuri turi bato, dupfana umwenda. Niyo mpamvu twicara tugasenga, tukavuga Nyagasani Mana yacu, niba Daniyeli hari umwenda apfanye urukundo wamusabye gukunda ntawugereho, ariko naje kuri uyu mugoroba kugira ngo nsenge, kugira ngo utakambire, kugira ngo umwenda uwusibe. Byibuze undebe ko nicaye hano, undebe ko Daniyeli namukundaga, undebe yuko naje gusenga, sinaje gushungera, naje gusenga kugira ngo roho ye uyibohore, kubera ko apfanye umwenda. Nanjye nzi neza nzapfana umunsi umwe, nzakenera umuntu usabira. Bavandimwe, twicaha twese, ariko mubimenye umunsi umwe tuzakenera umuntu udusabira. Wabyemera utabyemera, uzamukenera. Uwo munsi urakomeye, umunsi wa nyuma, umunsi w'urubanza. Wakwemera Imana utayemera, ukuyemera kose, ariko umwenda urawufite. Uzakenera umuntu ugusabira kugira ngo Nyagasani ace izo ngoyi dupfana tuboshye kubera amateka y'icyaha twabayemo. Turi abanyabyaha, rega, turi abanyabyaha. Niyo mpamvu nshimira buri wese waje hano gusabira Daniel, wafashe igihe akaza. Wakoze cyane, wakoze. Umunsi umwe, ibi ni ibintu nzi, umunsi umwe Daniel nitugera mu ijuru, azaza yiruka kubwira ati warakoze. Cya gihe nari mbabaye, ariko cyagiye warasenze hari ikintu cyahindutse na ijisho ryawe ryaransunitse. Warakoze cyane, warakoze kuribwa n'imibu bikagera saa 3 z'ijoro usenga musengera. Burya narababaraga cyane kubera umwenda nari mfite, urukundo ntabashije gukunda bihagije, kubera inshingano ntabashije, ngo twese tutazibashije 100%. Bavandimwe, tumenye aho tujya, tumenye urwo rubanza, twe gukinisha ubuzima. Buri wese yibaze, nimpfa nzajya he? Byibuze Daniel atume twese twibaza, mpfuye najya he? Ikintu kije gikankubita, najya he? Najya he? Mbanyine n'Imana, nitwarane. Urukundo nsabwa, Imana isaba, ndarufite. Amategeko yayo ndayazi. Urupfu buri gihe ni ikintu kidukubita tukikanga, tukavuga Nyagasani, nanjye ahangaha nzahajya. Daniel cyatuzanye hano kumusabira, twisabire natwe. Urupfu ruraturusha imbaraga, ariko Yesu yaratsinze. Unyemera wese ntazapfa. Mwese abarushye n'abaremerewe nimungane, nzabaruhura. Nta wundi muntu wavuga gutyo. Urupfu ruraturemera cyane n'umutwaro, ariko Yesu yaravuze ngo abarushye n'abaremerewe niyo mwaba mufite urupfu rwabwo, njyewe nzabaruhura. Saint Paul akavuga ngo rupfu we, imbaraga zawe zirihe? Waratsinzwe kubera Yesu. Bavandimwe, birakomeye kuvuga ijambo rirerire, twitonde, dusenge cyane. Daniel akeneye isengesho ryacu. Daniel akeneye isengesho ryacu, twe gukinisha igihe twamuhaye. Ikindi twakora kugira ngo nsoze, iyo dusabira umuntu witabye Imana, tureba n'ibyiza yakoze. Burya hari ukuntu abatagatifu batwikishije ibintu bikomeye. Uraba Daniel ashobora kuba wenda yarafite gukunda abantu, uzi ko akunda abantu, uzi ko hari umukene yigeze gufasha, wenda uzi ko hari umuntu yatabaye, uzi ko hari ikintu yigeze gukora uzi neza. Gifate ugishyira imbere y'Imana, uvuga uti Nyagasani, gira cya gikorwa, gira ka kantu ke keza, gira ya mico ye nzi, usibe ikintu kibi umuziho. Noneho kibituro tuyimana, dusunikije isengesho ryacu kugira ngo rigirire akamaro roho ya Daniel. Dusabire na famiye yose, ababyeyi be, dusenga. Imbere y'urupfu tugomba gusenga, nta kindi twakora. Nibuhoraho ari amahoro yawe, nibuhoraho ari ibyishimo byawe, komeza inzira watangiye, wicika intege, wahisemo neza, Nyagasani muri kumwe. Nyagasani, twaguhisemo. Kuguhitamo no guhitamo ubuzima, no guhitamo imbaraga itaduha, itanatwaka, no kukwemera tukanyura mu nzira z'inzitane kubera ubuzima buto dufite. Kuguhitamo no guhitamo urukundo. Nyagasani, turebe kuri uyu mugoroba, urebe ko turi hano, maze wumve isengesho rya buri wese. Dusabira umuvandimwe wacu Daniel. Dawe uri mu ijuru, izina ryawe ryubahwe, ingoma yawe yogere hose, icyo ushaka gikorwe munsi nk'uko gikorwa mu ijuru. Ifunguro ridutunga uriduhe none, tubabarire ibicumuro byacu nk'uko natwe tubabarira abaducumuyeho, ntudutererane mu bitwoshya, ahubwo udukize icyago. Ndakuramutsa Mariya, wuje intemurana n'Imana, wahebuje abagore bose umugisha, na Yezu umwana wabyara asingizwa. Mariya mutagatifu, umubyeyi w'Imana, urajya udusabira tw'abanyabyaha, kuri ubu n'igihe tuzapfira. mwamikazi wa kibeho dusabire. Kristo Yesu akuzwe.
Padiri arakoze. Tugiye gukomeza n'ubuhamya bw'amashusho ndetse na message zitandukanye, ariko ko abohereje bose ko ari benshi tubaza kubicamo hagati, hanyuma tuze gukomeza n'abandi mu nyuma dusoza. Ariko mbere ko mu gihe bagitunganya video, hari umuvandimwe wohereje message, ayohereza mama Daniel kandi akansaba ko musoma, mumbabarire mu gihe bagitunganya video. Ni umudamu witwa Claire Njeri, yanditse ni mu Cyongereza. Good morning, Mommy. It's Claire Njeri. I'm so sorry for your loss. You, Daddy, and the family have been on my heart and in my prayers. I love Daniel very, very much. We lost our father a few days earlier. It's very difficult. May 2023 be kind to us all. God bless you, Mommy. Ngira ngo yari message ya mbere. Aza gukomeza. I wish I could have been there with you all. I pray God would create an opportunity in his time. Mommy, you are amazing. I was so worried about you, but I'm comforted to hear from you. Indeed, Daniel leaves a glory legacy. He was a wonderful, light, joyous, kind, loving, selfless, and so very funny. Even though our hearts are broken, I'm sure that memories of Daniel bring everyone who knew him a smile. His presence always brought harm and happiness. His body is gone, but his spirit continue to do so. Mommy, I never met a mother so deeply loved by her children as you. I hope you can rest in the comfort that you excelled as a mother. May God give the strength to continue to do so. As I am a mommy too now, I'm grateful for you because you set the bar high. I admire you, I love you, I salute you. I know Daniel agrees with me 100%. May peace, grace, and strength be your portion. My prayers are with you all. Please give Daddy my love. Claire Njeri from Nairobi. So I think we can start the messages recorded, pre-recorded. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, fellow mourners, I greet you in the name of Jesus. We are celebrating the life of Daniel Munyaneza Christopher Kayoboke, who left us when we were still needing him. And when God called him, we can't say that we are sorry. He has gone to a better place where he is seated with Abraham and Isaac and Jacob. Now, what I remember of Daniel, he was a loving man. He liked to always give assistance to his fellow students in San Diego, California, where he was doing his university studies. And young people of his age could come to him for assistance, and he was ready to help them. But then, when it was a Saturday, when we were watching football with his colleagues, after the match, he invited them for a dinner. They sat at the table, they had their food. By 11 o'clock, they went home, and he went to his house. He was living alone in the house. Then, on Sunday, his fellow friends, they called him on the telephone, telling him to come. They wanted him to come so that they go for another football match. But there was no reply, no answer. Then on Monday, they knew that Daniel was always prompt to go to work. They called him again on telephone, no answer. So they decided to go to his house. Since he lived alone, they found the door locked. Then they said, no, something is wrong. They called the police. Police came, they forced the door. They entered, they saw everything is neat, well arranged, no robbery or other misdoing. Say, well, they looked everywhere, in the pocket and what. There was nothing wrong. But at last minute, they said, no, let us go to the bathroom. That's where they found Daniel unconscious. They knew that he was dead. So that's where they called the ambulance. They took him to hospital. The rest, which followed, was just to finalize documents, and Paul, his brother, Paul Kayoboke, is the one who had rushed to America to see what happened to him. So, and after all obligations, they found now a plane which will bring him home. And that's what I think it was Qatar up to London. When it reached London, Uganda Air brought him to Kigali, and he arrived on Tuesday morning. So that was the journey of Daniel.
Daniel ni umwana wanjye wa gatatu. Yavukiye Nairobi ku itariki ya 30 saa 5:45 1979. Ni nyuma y'intambara ya mine. Nicyo gituma twamwise Mukombozi. Yavutse nk'abandi, ariko buri mwana wese afite uko ameze. Ikintu cyo nibuka cyane cya Daniel, kuko kitari igisanzwe, nubwo abajura baduteraga, yari afite imyaka 13, badutera mu rugo. Nari nkicaye hasi saa 3, zari nk'isaa 2, hagati ya saa 2 na saa 3. Nari nkiri mu sitting room n'inshuti yanjye Dr. Margaret Mugano. Abandi bana bose bari hejuru. Bamwe bakora homework, abandi biyuhagira. Hari ku cyumweru, bitegura kujya kuryama. Abajura barambwiye ngo mbaha amafaranga, mbereka handbag nari mfite, ayo mfite naya. Bati ngwino tujye hejuru yo kuduha amafaranga. Kuko nari nzi ko abana bari hejuru, naravuze ntabana banjye we. Daniel niwe wabyumvise mbere, aza yiruka. Muri iyo minsi bajyaga muri taekwondo classes. Daniel fought with them. Aranabirukana. Mukuru we amanuka abakurikiye, kuko atarabyumvise, atari yakabyumvise. Aza bakurikirana, bariruka baragenda. Daniel muri uko kurwana nabo yarahindukiye aza kutubaza. Abona uwo mucuti wanjye aryamye. Ati, "Are you all right, auntie? Are you all right?" Ariko ubwo yahindukiraga bamuteye inkota mu mugongo. bamusatura igihaha cy'ibumoso, yabona amaraso ye rero uko yunamye kureba mucuti wanjye ati hari icyo bagutwaye, akabona amaraso yagwa. Ariko ntiyamenye, yari yitaye kutumenya, ntiyamenye ko bamukubise inkota. Daniel hanyuma y'uko bose bamaze, mukuru we yirukankanye abo bajura hanze ya geti, Daniel nibwo yamenye yuko ipantaro ye yose yari yabaye amaraso. Icyo yavuze, yarambwiye ati mami, ati they have punched me. ibyago ni uko ntabanye na Daniel cyane. Kuva icyo gihe bamaze kudutera mu rugo, nashatse ko bava Nairobi, nashatse ko bava aho ngaho. Mukuru we Julius arabanza ajya. Igihe baduteraga ni 92, 94, Julius ajya Form 5 mu Bwongereza. Umwaka ukurikira Paul aramukurikira. Ashirin, Daniel na Ashirin mbashyira mu boarding school. Nahoze mbaza Ashirin, wambwira ndumva ntibuka ikintu icyo Daniel yankoreye ngo ndakaze. Icyo Ashirin yambwiye ngo nuko bagiye n'amagare batasabye uruhusa, ngo baje ndabakubita. Sinari nkibuka icyo, numva ntibukaga igihe Daniel nigeze mukubita. Icyo nkumva biri fake. Nahoze mbaza umwana we yareze kuva afite imyaka 4 kugeza ubu ngubu afite imyaka 24, yafataga nk'uwe. Ndamubaza nti ndumva ikintu nkema Daniel arenda ari ubwo yafashe imodoka ataragira imyaka, akagira accident, ariko nabwo ni amakosa kuko yanteye ubwoba. Ndumva imize y'abana bagira mibi, yenda nashobora kwibuka ibintu byinshi kuri bagenzi be, ariko uretse nk'ibyo ngibyo byo gutwara imodoka adafite license, ndavuga nti umwana wanjye burya nta nubwo nari muzi. Yahoraga ari umuntu ufite inshuti, kandi inshuti yagira inshuti ikaba family ye. yakundaga abantu pe, akabimarizayo ugasanga ari bo family ye. Ndibuka Munasare yakundaga umwarimu wo Munasare yitwaga Catherine Muraya. Catherine Muraya twari duturanye, akaba ashaka kuba ari na Catherine Muraya buri kuza none bukeye aravuga ati ngewe ndi Muraya ntabwo nkiri Kayoboke. Turabiseka, ariko uwo yari Daniel. Ntabwo arazi gutandukanya anti wo w'inshuti cyangwa anti w'umuryango. Bose bari family. kuva ubwo ngubwo nyine ubwo bagiye mu boarding school hanyuma bakajya England, ntabwo nakomeje kubana nawe. Yagarutse, yajyaga akunda kugaruka inaha ngaha buri umwaka ushize, ariko byageze igihe cya Trump batakishobora kugaruka. Ntitwari tumuheruka kuva muri 12. Buri mwaka akavuga ati umwaka utaha nzaza, umwaka utaha nzaza. N'ubu ngubu yagombaga kuza kuri Christmas cyangwa se nyuma yaho gatoya kugira ngo ahure na mushiki we uba mu Buyapani. Nuko bombi baraje, ariko we yaje mu isanduka. So igituma navugaga nti nta muntu ubura inenge, ariko nibyo nabazaga kuvuga ibya Daniel nta kibi mfite muvugaho. It is going to sound fake. Nandikira kuka sinakanaga, noneho hasigaye ari umukobwa w'imyaka 24. Yarebereraga kuva afite imyaka 4. Nimbwira icyo Uncle Sweets, niko bamwitaga. Uncle Sweets agomba kuba ari ikintu kibi cyo yakugiriye, cyangwa se ubwo yakurakaje, cyangwa se ubwo yarakaraga. None menye umuntu uwo ari we, kuko njyewe ntibuka byinshi uretse ibyo gutwara imodoka cyangwa se amagare akagenda nta ruhusa ajya kureba abacuti be. Ntabwo aransubiza, ubwo nansubiza nzamenya uko yari ameze. Nguwo Daniel wonzi ukunda abantu. Daniel niwe muntu wicishaga bugufi, abantu baratangaye yuko yenda bagize ngo nta wari unazi yuko Daniel ava mu muryango ushobora kwifasha, kubera ko yari umuntu wicisha bugufi cyane. Hanyuma uwo mwana ubona navugaga yakundaga kubabysittinga no kumureberera, yitwa Ashi. Aranyandikira, okay, sawa. Ati ntabwo mbyemera ko yagiye. Noneho musubize ibyo namushubije, ni ipome ngiye kugira, ngira ngo ni the most important. Penetrates your skin ever so gently and warms your heart. Daniel is that beautiful thought that lingers in your thought. He is that sound that hovers in your ears. He is that voice that you hope against hope to hear from the other end of the telephone, because you have refused to believe you will hear it no more. He is that fading picture, yet persistent in your memory. He is that tantalizing, beautiful hope that hovers beyond your grasp. That is Daniel, Dano, Danona, Danush, Nush, Mkombozi, Kombozi, Kombozi, and Kabosho. Danny boy for his friend, even Abdi by Somalis. His friend Diego Danny, Captain D-boy Daniel, San Diego Danny. He will continue to inspire us with his selfless love without pretense. His unreserved service with a smile to his community. He is an assuming, humble yet courageous personality. I say, sleep well, sunshine. We shall miss your mom. Your mom. That was Daniel for us. Well, yeah, that was Daniel.
Hi, Daniel. It's still difficult for me to talk about you in the past tense. I still have to process that you're gone. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to relive some of the memories, or one memory, one aspect of your personality that I have with me. A lot has been said about you, so I'll try not to overlap with what everyone else is saying. One thing I really remember about you was how deliberate you were. You are in everything you do. People have talked about how you used to eat. You used to take an hour to eat your plate. You're very deliberate about that. And you got that from Dad. You might have been Mom's protector, but a lot of your personality came from Dad. And you fixed your mind to do something, you did it. And you took your time to make sure you did it well. I think Andrew Mungoma talked about how you stayed up with him for one night to get the accounting job. You know, you'd never worked in accounts before. Habib has always talked about how nights before exams, you would cram exams and you would ace them. And you did that despite the fact that you didn't really like academia. you were super smart, huh? And that just shows that you, when you put your mind to something, you would do it. And you did that mainly because you were an artist. I remember all the sketches you used to do. You were an artist at heart, but because of your love for mom, your love for dad, how you used to follow the 5th commandment, honor your mother and father, you went to school and you studied all these things. It's how an artist became an accountant. You did that because you're very deliberate, and you did what you thought was right for mom and dad. So that deliberateness, I'm going to take that with me. I remember how that also used to translate in how you used to dress. When you're younger, you know, when you used to fall down, you used to get up. Before you could register how hurt you were or what pain you were, you just check your clothes, make sure they were spotless. Yeah? We used to call you Dombolo, because like dad likes to, you know, how dad also likes how to, he's very particular about how he dresses up. So, you know, that brief time that dad was a refugee in Congo, you know, you brought that, you adopted that sapeur gene from dad. You know, the rest of us are in t-shirts. You'd always be immaculately dressed. I remember when Roland and I came to visit you, I had my slippers that I've had since 1997. And by that time it was 2001. And you know, I had the same slippers for 5 days and you were horrified. So you were very deliberate about how you dressed, how you ate, very deliberate about what you did. You tried to do everything for everyone, and you tried to do it well. So it's just my memory of you. We'll miss you, Daniel. You're still here, though. And you'll always be with us. You're still here with me. Much love, man.
So my name is Paul. I am Daniel's older brother. Daniel was a soft-spoken, easygoing person. He had a very mild nature. Even though he was mild of temperament, he could also be very stubborn and incontractable. You couldn't get him to do something he didn't want to do, you know. There were only, I think, 2 people who could get him to do something he didn't want to do. One was my mother, and the other was our younger sister, Ashley, who used to bully him into getting what she wanted out of him. But apart from those 2 people, if he didn't want to do something, there's nothing you could do to push him, to get him to do it. As a child, one thing that I remember of Daniel was that he was always very neat. He was very neat, very prim and proper. He used to tuck in his shirt. His clothes were always, you know, spotless and creaseless. I remember one time as a kid, we were riding bicycles, and he fell off the bicycle. And the first thing he did was to get up and dust himself off, clean all the, you know, the dust off his clothes. And then after that, he started to cry, you know. But, you know, his priority was always, you know, being spotless and clean. There's Daniel, that was Daniel version 1. There's Daniel version 2. Version 2, Daniel, was when, after he got stabbed, he got stabbed by thieves when he was quite young, I think 12 years old. And he lost a lot of blood and he had to have a blood transfusion. And one thing that, we remarked was that after he had that operation, he became a different person. He became a lifeist. He became, someone who, was less introverted. He became more of an extrovert. Previously, when he was a kid, he was often lost in his own thoughts. But, after this, he became a total extrovert. He also changed his style considerably, from the prim and proper, typically British style that he used to wear. He then became totally American. He used to love baggy shirts and baggy jeans, and then he started liking a lot of West Coast rap music, DJ Quick, Snoop Dogg. Completely different person. We always often wondered, whose blood was this that he got during the blood transfusion. Yeah, so those are my memories of Daniel.
Today we say goodbye to my brother Daniel. Over the last few weeks, I've heard a lot of kind things said by his friends in San Diego who I've never met, and his friends I've known since we were kids, and it makes me really proud to know that so many people loved him and cared about him. I don't want to idealize him beyond what he was. I just want to remember him as the kind, decent man he was, and brave. We lost Daniel once before. He died on the operating table for a minute or so when we were children, when we were attacked. So these 30+ years have been a gift, and I'm very grateful for that. And I will like to remember him as the last time I saw him, living his life with so much joy, treating everybody with respect, and being kind to everyone. And that's the legacy I will have of his.
Moi, je m'appelle Kayoboke Pascal. Je suis l'oncle de Daniel. Daniel, c'est un enfant que je connais. C'est un enfant que j'ai connu un peu plus tard, parce qu'on était dans les milieux différents. Mais le peu de temps que je l'ai croisé, j'ai trouvé un enfant lucide, un enfant raisonnable. Et je le connaissais très bien par son histoire, par son dévouement, par son travail et par son amour de la famille. Alors, Daniel était venu, on a passé de beaux moments avec. C'est vraiment un ange. C'est un ange que j'ai rencontré. C'est un garçon responsable qui vivait très loin, qui vivait aux États-Unis. On l'a connu peu de temps parce qu'il vivait très loin et on ne vivait pas dans les mêmes milieux. Mais on connaissait qui est Daniel. C'était un garçon brave qui aimait sa famille. Et je me rappelle, il était venu une fois me voir. C'était un jour où il devait partir, mais il s'était dit que non, il ne peut pas partir sans venir me voir. C'est dans le peu de temps où nous avons pu causer, il m'a parlé de ses objectifs, on a parlé ensemble et puis il m'a dit qu'il va revenir. il va revenir et qu'on aura le temps de se parler. Donc Daniel, c'était un garçon qui était bien, qui avait beaucoup d'amis. En peu de temps, il m'a parlé de ses amis. Moi, j'ai trouvé qu'il a beaucoup d'amis. Et malheureusement, ce qui s'est passé, ça fait qu'on ne puisse plus se voir. Ce que je lui souhaite, c'est que Dieu l'accueille dans son royaume.
Okay, my name is Simon Kavenya Karimba, Danny's cousin. Dear Kombozi, what a year 2022 was. You know, exactly 1 year from the day. In your tribute to Makizare, you are like, what a wacky, dark way to start off a new year. Little did we know that we were going to end the same year in the same way. I'm not very good at this, so I'm lost for words. My only consolation is that you're both going to be in very good company, and that we thank God for sharing you guys with us, for however brief the period was. We are blessed now that we have a Mkombozi and a Makizare, two warrior angels up in heaven watching over us. To Auntie, Uncle, my brothers Julius and Paul, our lovely Ashleen, mukomeze mukwihangana kandi turi kumwe now and always. I believe our Father allows these tragedies in our lives to help us appreciate the blessings He has bestowed on us. So let's continue to cherish and love each other. Rest in peace, cuz. I love you.
So my name is Leonia Murunziza. I am Daniel's auntie, but I am also Daniel's big sister. I grew up with him because my big sister brought me up, Daniel's mom. Daniel, as a small young boy, was a very, very serious but loving young man. I remember that we met most of the times on the table for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And because most of the kids did not like to eat that time, I would feed them and tell them stories. And there's something that comes to mind when I think of Daniel. One of the stories I used to tell Daniel was about a little kid who got lost in the forest, and then a lion ran after him and he climbed a tree. But when he got up the tree, the lion waited for him down and both of them slept. So the young boy fell on the lion and boom, the lion ran away. Every time I got to that point, all the kids laughed, but not Daniel. Daniel said, "Auntie, how can a small boy fall on a lion and the lion runs away? I don't believe it." So that's how serious Daniel was and how he thought about things. It makes me so sad to see that Daniel is gone and he has left us nobody to remember him by. But like they say, God gave you to us, Daniel, and God has taken you away. I know you are in a good place. The night I heard that you had gone to our King in heaven, I dreamt, and a beautiful dream. I was coming to your father and mother's house in Kiyovu, and as I got in, there were some gardeners cutting grass. But when I reached the bar, there were so many people drinking, there was beautiful light, and there was celebration. And I knew that you were gone. I hope you are with Grandma and Grandpa, and you are having a good time. Rest in peace, we shall miss you, and we love you.
Hi, I'm Edith Kayoboke, the cousin of Daniel. Dear Auntie Imelda, Uncle Christopher, dear Julius, Paul, and Ashlyn. The pain was huge when I heard about my dear cousin Daniel. But since I heard all his family and friends talking about Daniel's life, I knew that some star is born and shining in the sky. It isn't a surprise because when I heard everything about his life, about what his friends told about him, I couldn't imagine otherwise. Last time I had the chance to see you, Daniel, it was in Brussels years ago. Not in really nice conditions, but you could make me laugh by your joke and your sense of humor. But most important, when we were together, your kindness and your love gave me the support I needed at that time. Today I came to Rwanda to say goodbye to you and look to the sky.
My name is Nadine Kayoboke. I'm Daniel's cousin. Dear Auntie Imelda and Uncle Christopher, I feel so sorry about Daniel. Sorry for you as his parents, but also sorry for our cousins, his brothers and sisters. You've been in my thoughts for several weeks now, and I will keep you in my prayers. Although I hadn't seen Daniel for a while, I am keeping very nice memories of the days we spent together in Brussels years ago. And I will still remember him as an incredible human being. I'm happy I had the chance to be his cousin and that I had the opportunity to know him. Thank you, dear Auntie Imelda and Uncle Christopher, for sharing Daniel with us.
Hello, my name is Hervé Kabanda Kayoboke. I am Daniel's first cousin. Our dads are brothers. What I remember from Daniel is we used to, when I was a kid, he was a teenager, we used to watch a lot of cowboy and Indian shows and movies, and a lot of movies about Bruce Lee. It was really fun. That's what I remember the most, because every time we would come back from school, that's all I wanted to do. Well, when he had the time. Even when we were kids or younger, it was clear that Daniel was a bit special. He had a different demeanor and a different attitude about life. That was more relaxed, but also more outgoing, and he just enjoyed all the small things even more. And I think that's what led to his desire or ability to tell the best stories. He put excitement. He really lived life to its fullest, even from a young age. And I think it stems from his from what happened as a child. Our Daniel was a real hero. When he was young, about 10 or 13, they got robbed by armed assailant, and he managed to find the courage to fight them off and to protect his family. And in the meantime, while he was protecting his family, he also got stabbed. When he got stabbed at a young age, he lost a lot of blood. He was rushed to the hospital, and he really, experienced the fact that we can die at any time. A real reality check, near-death experience. So this near-death experience at a young age has given him a different perspective on life. He kind of knew that at any time he could die, and he got a second chance to life. And the second chance to life really shaped the way he behaved, and that's what I think I'm gonna miss. I'm gonna miss that a lot because I didn't get a chance to experience it a lot as we got older, because due to living different countries and you know, life. So I'm a bit saddened that I'm not gonna get a chance to hear more of his stories in the States, his stories in the UK, and all these things. So I'm sure he would have given me a different perspective on everything that he lived through. So, yeah.
I'm Jean-Philippe JP Kayoboke, cousin to Daniel. Living on different continents most of our life, we didn't spend enough time together, but the time we did spend together were memorable. It involves discovering the nightlife of Kampala, being chased by armed guards in the streets of that same city, but it also involves Daniel being by my side to support me when it was needed. So I will continue to cherish those moments.
Daniel was my cousin. Unfortunately, I only ever spent time with Daniel when I was very young, so I don't have many memories to pull from when thinking about our time together. But from what I'm told, from those closest to him, is they see a lot of Daniel in me, which I think is a little too generous. You know, from the stories shared, Daniel was full of life and loved by many. I mean, you can see by the outpour the number of lives he touched and the amount of people that will miss him. I just wish I got to spend some time, a lot of time with Daniel.
So my name is Alice Van Merlo Kayoboke. I'm the sister-in-law. So dear Auntie Imelda, dear Uncle Christopher, dear Ashlyn, dear Paul, dear Julius, I've been heartbroken to hear the sad news about Daniel. I haven't had the opportunity to meet him, but I knew him through his family. I have been very moved by all the testimonials on Daniel. From those testimonials, I could see that he was very loved, he was a caring person, and he will be remembered and loved by many of us. May him rest in peace, and I wish you strength and courage in this difficult time.
I'm Celine Kaitana. I'm Daniel's cousin. It's unfortunate that we didn't meet quite often, but I remember how active he was in our family group, the Kayoboke grandkids. I specifically remember his last message addressed to me on my birthday. It was short and concise, as a true Kayoboke, but genuine and full of excitement. At his young age, he left a void in our family, but we will cherish his love and smile to keep us, as well as dad and mom, warm. We remain as strong as our family is, and Daniel will find you up there in God's arm, where we believe you are now resting in peace.
My name is Merveille and I'm Uncle Daniel's niece. Although I heard a lot of good things about Uncle Daniel, I wish I had gotten the chance to personally get to know and experience him the same way most of you got to enjoy his presence. I know that it hurts tremendously to lose someone you love and care about, especially at such a young age, and I pray that God consoles and straightens our family. May Uncle Daniel's soul rest in peace.
Daniel, our brother, our son, our friend, from the get-go, from day one, what tragic news to hear that we will no longer be able to be in your presence. We will no longer be able to hear your joyful laughter. There's so many stories left untold. We have so many reminiscences from the good old days in the 512 still to share. I remember it like it was just yesterday, playing basketball with you and the neighbors in the blistering Ridgeway sun. I remember playing way too many hours of video games, either in your living room or in ours. And I remember learning to drive at about 16 with you and trying to be as good as you were behind the wheel. And I remember the delusions of grandeur we all had naturally as 16-year-old boys. You may be gone, Daniel, but you will never be forgotten. You will live large in these memories of ours, just like you did in this life. And as much as this is a tribute to you, Daniel, it's also a message to the Kayoboke family, to you, Auntie and Uncle, who were there for us always, just across the street, to you, Julius, Paul, Ashlyn, and the blessings you've added to your families over the years. You guys are kin. You're closer than kin. Whatever we can do to provide strength and respite at this desolate time, we're here for you. And importantly, when it's time for us to put away our collective sorrows and to celebrate Daniel's life in the way it should be celebrated, we would love to walk with you and talk with you and reminisce about days gone by. And Auntie, a special embrace and message to you from Mom. She says, Tangu makerere mpaka leo, you have been a formidable and strong friend and neighbor. I will be with you every step of the way on this difficult journey. My house is your house. My family is your family. And my strength is your strength. In closing, Daniel, my friend, man, light a path for us like you did in this life so that we may readily find you in the next. May the Almighty keep and bless you all until we meet again.
Hey, Danny. It's sad that I'm doing this video in Uganda. You and I had spoken so many times about coming to Uganda together and disorganizing the people here. The word nyabo will never be the same again for me, because that's how you always called me. Thank you for being a good friend. Thank you for being loving. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being kind. Thank you for the laughs. One of our last discussions was about utopia, and I remember how you strongly believed that a utopian world was possible, and I remember you and I disagreed on that, because I said unless everything we know was erased and we forgot about everything, there was no way utopia was possible. But you strongly believed that a utopia was possible, you know, because you had a lot of love in your heart, and for that you believed people did. You believed humans are kind enough and loving enough that we can learn to coexist peacefully. I hope wherever you are that utopia does exist, and that you are saving a place for me and everybody else that loves you here. And if we don't get our utopia here, that we shall get it where you are. I miss you, I love you, and I really hope that for what's worth, you know that you left a big impact on everyone that knew you and everybody that loved you. Rest in peace, my friend.
I am Paula Bombi, and we are celebrating my beloved cousin's life. We thank God that Daniel Kayoboke was an amazing gift to us. I know Daniel since I was very young. He was a lovely, amazing person, always caring about everyone, family, and his numerous friends, making sure everybody is okay, and he was the life of the party. Daniel was a really great person with a good heart. I have fond memories of him when we were still young, and while we were living in Nairobi and Kampala. We used to play with him and would also laugh together. He'll make us laugh with his funny jokes. We used to go out together, and we also used to go to church together, and we had fun as cousins. We are a huge, big family, and on behalf of the Kayoboke grandchildren, we will greatly miss him. May his soul rest in peace.
Hi, my name is Masinge Nyumbu, and I wanted to pass my condolences to the family. I knew Daniel from high school. We went to Peponi together, and I've got a lot of fond memories of Daniel. Any room that he was in, there was always a lot of laughter and joy. So I'll be praying for the family, and I hope and pray God grants you the peace and comfort during this difficult time.
Dear Mr. and Mrs. Kayoboke, my name is Ijama. I went to school with Daniel in Peponi, and I also actually met you both at the Pepsi Bottler Conference in Barcelona a few years ago. I want to express my deepest condolences on the passing of Daniel. I was devastated to hear the news. Even though I only went to Peponi for 1 year, I remember Daniel very well. He was always so kind, the happiest, most lively person, somebody who was kind to those around him, and somebody who was adored and cherished by those around him. I pray that God grants you solace. I pray He grants you peace. And I pray that He comforts you as you go through this grieving process, which I'm sure is extremely difficult. My thoughts and prayers are with you always.
Late night talks past dorm curfew. Yaya Center, French bakery. My first crepe ever, Daniel. He showed us how to eat delicacies. Ridgeways, rolling around in the days trying to figure out who has a basketball hoop for us to shoot at. California, great host, man. Showed me San Diego, La Jolla, USIU as well. I mean, the camaraderie, the brotherhood, the friendship, the relations. Daniel Kayoboke, aka Kayos, forever in my memories, forever in our laughter, our hearts. Brother, you forever be missed. And we will continue to connect, man. Our last chats, your humor, your assurance, your love, you are love. We'll miss you, Daniel. We'll miss you, Kayo.
tugiye gufata indirimbo imwe ya korali idufasha, hanyuma Anti Koko na Samaru baba bitegura nabo baraza gutanga ubuhamya bwabo, hanyuma will be following by a childhood friend of Daniel, Andrew, and colleagues. Also be ready. Reka nsabe korali idufashe mu ndirimbo imwe.
Ni wowe rutare rwa yanjye, ni wowe
Murakoze kandi choral reka dutuze twongere twakire Auntie Coco na Samaru niba ari hafi kugira ngo nabo tubahe ijambo aho kutugezaho testimony.
Losing a cousin can be an incredibly painful experience. But when that cousin is also your best friend and confidant, it's triple the pain. Many people grow up looking forward to extended family gatherings, at least in part because they would have an opportunity to see their beloved cousins. This was always the case with me and Daniel, and I'm sure it was the case with all the cousins as well as the rest of his family and friends. Daniel was like my brother. Our friendship truly flourished when I lived in California. We would often take turns to visit each other. He was way more than a cousin to me. I loved him like a best friend. Daniel, may your soul rest in peace. My deepest condolences go out to your immediate family, Auntie Imelda, Uncle Christoph, Ashleen, Paul, and Julius. Since I can't bring you back to life, I pray and hope you are in a better place. Amen, brother.
A lot of people have called and written messages saying, we are sorry, we are with you, we feel your pain, turi kumwe. And every time after I hang up, I say, no, you can't feel my pain. You can't feel my pain. Turi kumwe, yes, but you can't feel my pain. I know Daniel, since he was a baby, I used to pick him up from the crib. What do you call a playpen? Imelda used to put them in playpens, and Daniel would go like this, and I would pick him. So how can you say you feel my pain? And as Paul said, Daniel was to me, I used to say he's an angry kid. He never smiled. He would walk around. But I got the opportunity later to see him grow into himself, grow into a man. My son was in San Francisco. My daughter was in Sacramento. Daniel was in San Diego. So it was cheaper for me to fly there every Christmas and be with them. And we would all converge in Ellen's house. And Daniel had a wicked sense of humor. And because there would be too many in the house, they would be sleeping in the sitting room, Samaru, him, and maybe other friends. Samaru's girlfriend, they would just put cushions on the floor and sleep. So I would go and say, Dano, come sleep with me. My bed is big. And he looks at me and says, Krotirida. No, really, I can't sleep with you. I'm going back to sleep with my cousin because his cheek smells so good. So, Daniel had a wicked sense of humor. He never called me auntie, he always called me Krotrida. I won't say much because I can hear Daniel say, you talk too much. No secret is safe with you. So, like this of smelling, his girlfriend smelling good, you say, how can you say that? But that Daniel was my nephew, Daniel was my friend. I had the opportunity to see him in all the, from 2010 to 2019, we were together every Christmas. I would just tell him, Daniel, you're not going anywhere else, you're coming to join us. And we would be with Daniel. And I thank God for those times. I really do. Thank you.
Thank you, Auntie, and Samaru, sorry. Let me call and Arthur, Freddie, Andrew. They are Daniel's friends, childhood friends.
Good evening, fellow mourners. My name is Arthur Nze, and I've been chosen to speak on behalf of the Nze family, brothers, sisters, and also the Kigozi family. For us Nzes, we are extremely close to the Kayoboke family. We've known them all our lives. We grew up together in Nairobi. Julius actually is my older brother, then I'm 6 months younger than him, and then after me, Paul, and then it goes down until Ashleen. So we have lost a younger brother. I want to celebrate his life because that's who Daniel was. He was full of love. He had an incredible character of giving, of kindness, and incredible humor. So it's important that we celebrate his life. Before this tragic incident, Daniel's friends in San Diego had said that he was thinking about how to discover God. He was going to church, and I know that he was prayerful. So we know that he's in a good place, and we know that he's loved, and we are truly saddened but also happy that he knew God. To Auntie and Uncle, we are with you always. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Arthur. Mukanya turagana ku musozo kugira ngo tubashe kwitegura gahunda y'ejo, ariko mbere ko dusoza hari ubutumwa Mama Paul yari yatanze, ariko Paul niuza kubutanga, hanyuma abitwemereye nyiricyubahiro Cardinal yaza kuduhesha umugisha kugira ngo tuze gusoza amahoro, tuzagaruke ejo kugira ngo tuherekeze ndetse tunasezereho ubwa nyuma inshuti yacu Daniel. Yes, Paul.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Mommy and Daddy asked me to give a word of thanks. First of all, thank you so much, everyone here, for all the messages of support, the acts of kindness, the acts of comfort that you've given to the family. We've been really touched by everything that you've done for us. So thank you very much. Mommy and Daddy also wanted me to mention how grateful and thankful they are, first of all, to our older sister, Ellen, Kuku's daughter, Tele, my cousin, who traveled with me to San Diego to bring Daniel home. and their support was, I don't have the words to say how much it helped me being by myself. It was such a comfort to have them. So really, Ellen, Tele, thank you so much for that. My parents also wanted me to thank his community in America. When we got to San Diego, we didn't feel alone at all. There were literally hundreds of his friends who showed up to come, comfort us, grieve with us. We organized a memorial for his friends in North America, and I remember it was coming to Christmas. Christmas is a very busy period for people in the US. Finishing off, first of all, their work obligations for the year, and then also they have commitments with their family for the holidays. But yet, I think we had close to 200 people who attended his memorial in San Diego from all parts of the US. We want to say thank you for that. We are grateful, and this is a message actually from Mommy and Daddy. His community in America told me to come back with this message. One, that he was really, really loved. And two, thank you so much for sharing Daniel with them. And all of them told me, we were really, really curious to meet the parents who made this wonderful person. So it made me very proud to be, first of all, Daniel's brother, to see how much he was loved and appreciated by the community, and also proud and thankful for how you brought us up. So as we celebrate Daniel's life, I want to say on behalf of Ashleen and Julius and Ellen and all the cousins and aunties, uncles who you brought up, thank you so much, Mommy and Daddy. God bless you.
Thank you, Paul. Nagira ngo mbibutse gahunda ejo mu gitondo saa 2:30 tuzahurira hano kugeza saa 4. Ni umwanya twafashe kugira ngo tuze gusezeraho bwa nyuma Daniel. Niturangiza saa 5 tuzahura kuri Regina Pacis mu gitambo cya misa, hanyuma tuzashingure saa 8 Rusororo. Ejo kuri gahunda hari abantu bifuza kuzana indabyo, nimuza mu gitondo mugahura na protocole. Tuzabereka Josepha cyangwa se Ariane, muziyandike kugira ngo bizadufashe muri program izakurikira. Hanyuma ndanye ndabashimira umwanya mwafashe kuza kuri uyu mugoroba, gufata mu mugongo umuryango wacu, umuryango wa Kayoboke, Mama Emelida, Ashrin, Paul na Julius, ndetse n'umuryango mugari. Kandi turabashimiye cyane, Imana ikomeze ibatuhera umugisha. Mu gusoza mu byubahiro byanyu, Cardinal, niba mwaduhesha umugisha kugira ngo abifuza gutaha batahe, ariko abifuza kuba bakiri hano natwe mwaguma tugatarama kuri uyu mwanya twahawe wo kwibuka Daniel. Murakoze.
Murakoze. Mbanje kubihanganisha akanya nk'aka ngaka kaba kagoye, hari ibintu birenga imbaraga z'umuntu n'amagambo, ariko Imana niyo idufasha, nishobora kugera aho tubabara undi wese adashobora kugera. Icyo rero dusaba Imana kubidufashamo n'umugisha wayo kuduherekeza muri izi gahunda muri iyi minsi. Izina ry'Imana Data na Mwana n'Umutagatifu. Turifashisha Zaburi ya 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He refreshes my soul. He guides me along the right path for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the dark valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely your goodness and love will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Nyagasani Mana yacu, waduhaye ubuzima bwacu buri mu maboko yawe. Turagushimira Danieli waduhaye, tukagushimira ubutumwa yakoze muri iki gihe wamuhaye. Buri muntu umugenera igihe azabaho kuri iyi si, ukamugenera n'ubutumwa azasohoza. Turagushimira uko yabushohoje neza, none akaba wamwishubije. Uramukunda nkuko natwe twamukundaga, kandi tumukunda bigaragaza nuko n'uyu mugoroba wo kumwibuka turamugutuye, kandi turagusaba kugira ngo umwakire, umugororere, aruhukire mu mahoro. Turagusaba kugira ngo icyuho asize udufashe gukomeza umurage, urukundo, ubucuti n'ubuvandimwe byamuranze, aribwo buryo bwo gukomeza kumwibuka no kumushimira ko yatubaniye. Turagusaba kandi gufata mu mugongo y'umuryango, inshuti y'abavandimwe, ukuntu bababajwe no kugenda kwe. Urupfu ruratubabaza hano ku isi. Nyagasani Yezu wabonye ububabare bw'urupfu, ndetse igihe ugeze kwa Lazaro yatabarutse, ukabona agahinda urupfu rutera abantu, nawe byarakubabaje, ikiniga kiragufata, urarira. Bivuga ngo babarana natwe imbere y'urupfu. Ariyo mpamvu waje kubana natwe kugira ngo uducungure, ndetse wemera no kudupfira. Wamenye urupfu, udufungurira amarembo y'ubugingo, uduha kwizera. Turagusaba ngo dukomeze muri uku kwemera no kwizera, urupfu tujye tururebana amaso yo kwizera, nubwo nyakwigendera batuvuyemo, ariko twumve ko kandi uduhumurize, udufashe no kumva ko ubuzima bukomeza. Lord Jesus, we ask you to receive Daniel, to reward him for all that he did, and you keep in communion with us in the prayer, in this hope and belief of the life that continues. Death is not the end of life. It is a new birth to the new life, as you won for us through the sacrifice of the cross. And we ask you to bless us and bless this family, this gathering, that the memory of Daniel may continue in our heart, accompany us and strengthen us in the continuous life that we are still in. We ask the support and the help of Mother Mary, who lived moments of sorrow as Jesus Christ died on the cross. We invoke her help and support in these difficult moments. Ndakuramutsa Maria, wujune muhorana n'Imana, wahebuje abagore bose umugisha, na Yezu umwana wabyaye arasingizwa. Mariya mutagatifu umubyeyi w'Imana, urajya udusabira tw'abanyabyaha kuri ubu n'igihe tuzapfira. Amen. Mwamikazi wa Kibeho, Nyagasani Yezu nabane namwe, ushobora byose abaha umugisha, Imana Data na Mwana na Roho Mutagatifu.
Thank you so much. Just for English speaker, tomorrow at 8:30 we'll be gathering here to pay the last respect to Daniel. And 11 we'll go for a mass at Regina's Baptist, and the burial will be at 2 p.m. at Rusororo. Murakoze rero, ijoro ryiza kandi Imana ikomeze ibane natwe. Murakoze.